Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another daily energy draw. It is Ascension support week on the channel, unexpectedly, but that's what the energy we've been getting. We've been getting a lot of messages about Ascension, the Ascension journey, and how to support you on this phase of your journey, because it really feels like a leveling up. It feels like a quantum leap. It feels like just upgrades. It feels like we are entering and have been entering the next phase of our Ascension journey, really anchoring that in and really integrating that. So for support today, we're calling on the goddesses with the goddess power deck. So let's see what they have to say for us today. Make sure that you're checking out all the dailies. We have a full playlist here on the channel. All the readings are meant to be timeless, so make sure that you are just going to the one that resonates for you. Okay. And one more. Okay. All right, Spirit, what do you have to say for Thursday, April 8th? Thursday, April 8th. We have the beautiful card, Humor. That's amazing. So it's an amazing energy that's coming in here. And this is beautiful. With the moon at the bottom of the deck, this feels like, with the seriousness of this ascension journey, sometimes the challenges, the difficulties, all the purging, because the purge is just a release of the old energy, the sometimes emotional energy, sometimes it feels like we're off balance. It can feel very heavy at times. We are not the front lines for nothing. We are not the way showers for nothing. We are really going through the trenches. We are really doing this for others, so that's easier for others. The next wave is going to be easier and easier for their ascension, because we're doing a lot of transmutation for the collective, not just clearing out ourselves and our old energy for ourselves individually, but we're doing the work. Our work affects the whole. Our work affects the collective. So as we're healing ourselves and clearing out the old dense energy for ourselves and our personal individual ascension journeys, we're doing it for the greater global collective. And you can see that in how your relationships shift. For me personally, I can see that in my family dynamics and, my family being more interested in spiritual topics. Now, they'd always kind of been spiritual, especially my mother, but just a greater curiosity, a greater understanding, and it's really beautiful to see. And you can see that in some of your friends who are going through awakenings. They might not be conscious of it, but they are, you can see that in compassion, you can see that in advocacy, you can see that in activism, you can see that in just overall kindness, how they're treating themselves, how they're asking themselves for more self-love, or calling on, I need this time for self-love. That's all part of awakening. That's all part of ascension. There's just a conscious path and kind of a semi-conscious or unconscious path, and neither is wrong, neither is right. It's just different ways of going up the mountain. It's just different paths, and every way is perfect for you or perfect for them. And so they will be more conscious over the next few months and the next few years. It will become more of a conscious ascension for many, but right now you're the conscious ones. Right now you're the ones who are aware of the journey and all of its facets. For better or for worse, it is challenging at times. It is difficult at times. You also feel the harmony. You also feel the peace within. You also recognize the abundance and the miracles and the manifestations that are growing for you. And you know that that's what makes it worth it, because you can see from the work that you're doing, you can see the miracles. So bringing it back to today's message, this journey has been quite difficult and oftentimes quite serious. But what they're saying is take time to play, take time to laugh. I'm getting called to reiterate a story that I shared in the Ascension Energy Update from the weekend. And it was an experience that I had. Yeah, I'm getting spirit chills. They're like, yep, share it. It was an experience that I had just a few days ago, where I had been going through the wobbles. I shared that with you guys. It was a difficult period for me. I was going through a major purge and a major shift within. And what switched for me was I looked at the world around me and I felt this sense of oneness, felt this sense of stillness. And I was looking at the world around me as I was coming back from errands, and I looked at my block and I looked at the house on my block and I said, what a beautiful house. That's somebody's creation. What a beautiful house that is. What a beautiful tree that is. What a beautiful street this is. Just what a beautiful world this is. And I said to myself, it was all, I felt it within my soul self. It wasn't my mind. I said to myself, someday this is all going to be over. And that's what shifted. That's what created the shift for me. Someday this is all going to be over. And I recognized that I am soul within the body. It was like I always consciously knew this, intellectually knew this, but it anchored in. That's what shifted for me. That's what anchored in. It was like I recognized the soul playing out this beautiful part. Now, I love being Susan. I don't want to be anybody else but Susan. I love being Susan. I love this incarnation. I love what I'm creating. I even love the difficulties and the suffering and the challenges that I experienced. I'm not attached to it anymore. I don't love it in that I want to experience it again, but I appreciate it. I appreciate everything that I've been through as Susan. And someday, this experience is going to be over, but soul is going to continue on. And while I'm here having this experience, I want to experience more love. I want to experience more joy. I want to experience more happiness. I want to experience more manifestations and creation. I want to tap into the innocence of that creation energy. I want this humor. I want this laughter. I want this joy. And we can have this. A couple of weeks ago, months ago, this is something I channeled back 10 years ago when I was very, very sick, but I didn't understand it until this year, where they had said, Susan, you're meant to play. You're so caught up in your own suffering, and we understand this, they said, but you're so caught up in your own suffering that you're forgetting how to play. You're forgetting the truth of who you are. You are a spirit. You are a soul that is meant to play, that is meant to be in a place of joy, not in a place of pain, not in a place of suffering. But I was so caught up in my experience with Lyme disease, I was so caught up in my own suffering that I didn't know how to change that. I didn't know how to shift that. Cue Ascension. Lyme disease was really the catalyst for me. I had experienced a huge, I had awakened back in 2008. I'd always been kind of conscious and awakened, but I had an experience in 2008 that brought in more of that energy. And then Lyme disease was really a catalyst for me for surrender. And then when I was launched on the Ascension journey in 2017, it was like a whole new ballgame, a whole new level. And this message of play has kept coming forth. And this year is when I really understood it. Play. Be in this energy of love and lightheartedness, because that energy of lightheartedness is love. Now, you still have that energy of maturity. You're still a mature human. You're still growing. You still have that wisdom within you. But allow yourself to balance out that maturity with play. Maturity doesn't mean serious. Maturity just means self-responsibility. Maturity means acknowledging yourself, awareness of the self. That's what maturity is. But when you balance that out with the innocence of the soul, with the innocence of laughter and play and purity, that's when you get embodiment. That's when you get beautiful embodiment. And that's when this ascension journey becomes not a struggle, not suffering, not pain, but it becomes a rebirth, an evolution of joy. That's what ascension is meant to be. And we reach this point on our ascension journey where we recognize that and where we embody that, where we recognize that yes, it had been painful because we were bringing up all that toxic energy to the surface, because we had to be aware of it. We had to move through it. We had to transmute it. So you had to bring all of that up, all of the trauma, all of the patterns, all of the old beliefs, the false beliefs, all of that stuff that was just holding us back, that may have served a different version of us, but doesn't serve the version of us that we are here and now. And so it had to come up, and that was painful because we had to face it, we had to feel it, but we also had to release it. Accept it and release it. Don't attach to it. And the more we released it, the more we're embodying our sacred soul self. And the more we're embodying our sacred soul self, the more we're just bringing in more joy, more abundance, more of that purity energy, more light codes. And my dragons just came in. My dragons just came in, and they're saying, yes, yes, we're bringing in that light code for you. We're bringing that support for you. It's a beautiful blend of that. When I was talking about maturity and the innocence, it's a dragon energy. It's a beautiful blend of fierceness and strength and softness and compassion. That's what dragon energy is. It's a beautiful balance. It's a beautiful blend of just strength and inner strength, a self-empowerment with compassion and softness. That's what healthy boundaries are. That's what maturity is. That's what self-responsibility is. It's a sense of empowerment, self-empowerment, not needing to control anything, not needing to control anyone, but going with the flow of life, going with the compassionate, loving flow of life, and just allowing yourself to enjoy, allowing yourself to laugh, allowing yourself to let go of the pain and the struggle of the past so that you can just embody more and more love. That's what this is. It was serious in the past because it was difficult, and they recognize that. Spirit recognizes that. But now you're at a point in Ascension where it's like, have fun with your Ascension journey. Have fun with your creations. This is your playground, and now it's time to embody. Now it's time to embody the soul of yourself and to recognize yourself as the powerful creator that you are. I just want to be in this energy all day. This feels amazing. I hope that this message is resonating with you. Drop me a comment if it is, and we'll be back tomorrow. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light. We'll see you then. Bye.